And we are live.
Welcome back to Checkpoint, your number one show rounding up all the hottest gaming news stories of the week, discussing all the relevant topics you need to know about. I'm one of your hosts, James Walmer, joined today by the spiciest meatball on Twitch, Vincent
Thank you,
DeSantis.
James.
Guys, thank you, audio listeners, and you can find us on YouTube at what's our YouTube?
YouTube. There you go,
YouTube.com/strictlycasual.
baby.
Please hit us with a rating on audio platforms. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch. All of the above. Help us out a lot. Guys, if you've noticed, we are in a somewhat new
Yeah.
orientation going
Hi,
on.
James.
I'm in the back. You can see me on Vin's screen. Hey, Vin. Um, but we're back to individual camera setups, baby.
So, yeah, last week the audio was a little rough. That was my
It was
fault.
tough.
It just, there was a lot of echo and weird audio ducking and such when we were close together. We're just still trying to figure that out. So we decided to try this out in the same room. Since we're a little bit more separated, like mic-wise, it's less echo. There might still be some. I'm sorry if the audio is not as good as we had it before. We're trying to get back to that quality assurance point, but I promise I'm working on it. We'll get there eventually.
If you have any ideas on how to fix it, by the way, please let us know. We're always open to
Yeah,
feedback.
if you have a lot of advice on two mics in one room and podcasting, seems like everybody does it. I shouldn't have this much problem.
Well, also, it matters that mine is USB and yours is XLR.
It does matter. That does matter. You're right.
That does matter. That's a huge part of the problem.
Yeah.
Because if I had an XLR mic, I feel like it'd be easier to level them.
100%.
Figure that out.
But you know what?
Anyway,
We live and we learn, baby.
we live and we learn. This episode today is brought to you by Manscaped, but we'll talk to you guys about that later.
Amen.
Today, we're talking about Deathloop. We're talking about the Switch update. We're talking about Battlefield 2042 and a bunch of other good stuff. Vin, how are you doing? What are you playing?
I'm doing good. Really good. I've been playing a lot of Deathloop, right?
Of course.
I've been playing a lot of Destiny 2. Those are kind of the two things. Oh, and I beat BioShock.
You beat BioShock.
Yeah, BioShock is done. So those are the three things. I mean, you and I have been playing Destiny kind of since we got here, a little bit at least, and then Deathloop for the last 3 days, I guess it's been out. And then BioShock was just kind of like between. It's pretty short. Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect length.
How do you feel about BioShock coming off of it?
It felt funky just because it's from 2000, like mid 2000s. I'm used to playing all these, like, I don't know. Destiny 2 is a pretty fluid shooter to me, I guess, but you go back to this, it's a lot more like stiff. But I love the story in BioShock. I think BioShock, like, it's like a cool atmosphere and themes going on. So I'm excited to check out 2 eventually. It's not like high on my list, but I do want to play the game. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Very, very cool. I've had a lot less time to play games than I thought, but I've been still trying to. I have a little tummy ache last night. Only position ache being was sitting up, and so I was like, guess I can't go to bed. Time to play some Deathloop.
There you go.
So I did it. Jumped in for about an hour. I jumped in for the last time I played was about an hour, 2 hours. What was that, Vin? While you were okay?
Couple hours.
Yeah, I'll say playing like 2-3 hours. I just kind of finished the tutorial, and I absolutely love it. I think it's got a lot of personality. Sometimes the AI is a little weird, but I'm really enjoying it. I've been jumping in Destiny 2 every now and again. I'm trying to jump in now that I got our new internet all
godsend.
plugged in, so I'm hoping that'll make a huge difference because I was getting pissed at disconnecting a lot.
That was funny because we would play together, but I would not get disconnected nearly as much as James.
Bungie just hates me.
That's what it is. Bungie just hates. It must be. But no, Deathloop's super good, dude. I probably have 5 hours. That's my guess.
Initial impressions.
It is so cool. And I'm not usually one to love games where when you die you lose everything kind of dealio. But this game gives you enough sort of like tools to be able to save some items on certain runs, so that's like exciting for me. But the thing that I told you about, James, right away, night 1, I started playing this game.
I remember.
What was it? What did I come out saying?
I remember you said
it's a stealth game for me.
There are 2 things.
Yeah.
You said you don't have to remember anything.
Yes.
Like you don't have to remember any codes because it autofills all the code inputs for you if you've seen them before.
If you have the information. Right.
Right. If you've read a piece of paper, because every like piece of paper with information on it is clickable.
Yes.
So if you click on that piece of paper and you scan through it, it like registers that information within like Colt's memory, and so like he basically remembers it for you. And so when you get to a little keypad, it'll just say like autofill, and you press triangle, and it'll autofill the number, the code to
Wait,
get.
there's autofill? I've always been just plugging it in again. Good call, bro. Okay.
Or you just hold triangle and it just puts it in
Did
4.
not know that. Okay, good to
Really?
know. I just kept copying it. It says it right there. It's like, oh,
Uh-uh.
4773 over and
I've
over.
just been holding triangle. I haven't put in a single
Damn.
damn code this entire
Okay.
game.
All right. Good to know.
And number 2 is bodies disappear. So
Yes.
you don't have to worry about people finding old bodies and coming up to them and being like, "Oh my god, someone died here."
This is why I was so scared of Metal Gear Solid 5, dude. It would take me 3 hours to do like a single easy ass mission in Metal Gear Solid 5 because I'd be trying to hide all the bodies, which was like took the joy out of it for me. I'm like, this is the worst, bro. Someone's gonna come find me. See this? I'm not even close to my objective. I'm gonna have to start this over again. So this makes me really happy that the bodies just disappear. You don't have to worry about that.
But there is this, like, weird thing where th they'll, like, still recognize that someone's gone
Because
or
they have
is
conversations with each other.
right.
Yeah,
But I don't know what the AI is, like, doing
right.
there to where I don't know if it's, like, missing the conversation cue and that's, like, a cue that that person's gone or
It
whatever,
must
but,
be.
like, I will kill someone silently and still, like, draw attention,
And
like, a little bit of attention and get, like, a yellow you know how it goes, like, it's a
yeah.
question mark, and then it goes yellow, and then it goes red.
Hmm.
I get, like, a yellow for killing someone in proximity of someone else. I don't know if that's because they hear them die, I
Yeah.
guess, but I don't know.
Well, regardless, I like can't stop thinking about this game. I knew we can't either. We've texted each other during the week, being like, "Oh, I just want to play Deathloop right now." It is really good, and I had a week ago. If you would have said, "Vin, are you picking up Deathloop?" I would have said, "Nah, I'm pick up Deathloop. No way." Then all the tens came. We're about to get into the review scores right here. We got a review roundup for you. We just kind of I took 3 reviews from like some big sites about what they say about it. So this comes from GameSpot from Timur Hussein. We love Timur. God.
Yeah, we do. Love
And
10.
congratulations, Timur, on signing with Kind of Funny. Big moves, my guy. He gives it a 10 out of 10. Says perhaps the most laudable. Is that laudable? Laudable part
Laudable.
of Deathloop is how it takes so many seemingly oh my god. I can't speak, James. I really just can't speak today.
Good.
It's because I
Despair.
haven't had my coffee.
Mhm.
I haven't had my coffee.
I said you were crazy, Vin, for starting the show without
I know,
coffee.
but I didn't want to waste another 20 minutes getting ready. Like I was ready. I was ready to go. You know?
Alright. Fair enough.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna start this one over. Perhaps the most
Sure.
laudable part of Deathloop is how it takes so many seemingly disparate things and creates harmony between them. Gameplay systems that feel isolated become pieces of a bigger puzzle, and when you see how they seemingly connect together, you realize how special seamlessly they connect together. You realize how special an achievement it really is. Okay, it's great.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Game Informer gave it a 9 out of 10. Deathloop is a bloody, chaotic mess, a mess you will fail at over and over until finally you succeed. And that success, the result of hours of experimentation, iteration, and knowledge, makes for one of the best games of the year. That comes from Blake Hester.
And Eurogamer gives it an essential tag and says, appropriately for a game about time travel, Deathloop can be read as both a game for newcomers and old hands, an accessible introduction to Arcane's grittier immersive sims, or a triumphant refinement of the Dishonored style. Where it feels most like a concluding act is in how it builds theme in Arcane's work about games as a mean to both coercion and liberation, trapping you in order to empower and motivate you to break out of them, forever challenging you to think of some possibility that has escaped the developer's calculation, to the point of sabotaging the illusion entirely. And that comes from Edwin Evans Thurwell.
And I'm going to throw one more in just because I have to do our obligatory duty to include a little bit of something from Polygon.
Amen. Get it done.
And Polygon, it was reviewed by Tariq Musa.
There's a maintenance guy at our James. You go take care of it. I'm gonna continue reading this. Okay, I'm so sorry. So basically, guys, long story short, our sink broke. Okay, James this morning brushing his teeth as we do. Okay, and he goes over to the faucet, right? And the faucet, he just turns it on, and the whole entire handle comes off, just completely snaps off, and there's water just rushing down. So we got a bit of an issue, so we had to, call the maintenance dude. He's gonna come fix it right now. But he casually came while recording the podcast, which is a little bit of a problem. But James was gonna read Polygon's review of Deathloop, so I gotta look this up real quick because I did not come prepared. All right, Polygon Gaming, here we go. Okay, James is back. He's doing it.
Deathloop is one of the most incredible games I've ever played. This comes from Tariq Musa. Give it the Polygon recommends. And it's strange and wondrous, and above all, it treats Tariq, or the player, with respect.
Amen. James, thanks for taking care of that. Appreciate it. I described our problem that we had this morning about the handle just literally flying off the sink.
It just broke.
Yeah. So,
The guy came in and he's like, "Oh, this didn't just separate. This broke."
oh, James, you hard just gave it the one all.
I literally,
You went plus ultra on that sync knob.
yeah,
You did.
I don't know what
Me
happened.
neither. Anyways,
Uh,
at the end of the day, Deathloop is getting insane reviews, and you know what? I don't know if it's perfect 10 for me. Like I have a lot more to play with it, but it's really, really good. And if you have like any interest in this, definitely check it out and pick it up. It's great.
If I were to rate this game right
Yeah.
now with my 2-3 hours of gameplay, I would give it a solid 8.
Hmm.
But what holds it back for me is some of the a little like the tiny fundamental like not mechanics, but just the way the controls work and things like
Okay.
that. Just feel a little dated.
I don't know if they feel dated to me. They just feel different. But as I'm playing, I'm getting faster. Like I'm switching slabs quick to like I don't know. Like I can go into my invisibility and then switch to my little like my what do they call it? The Hackamadoo? The Hackamadoo? The Hackamajig. Then you can like switch back and forth pretty quick. I like never dual wield guns though. Like keep the gun in the right hand and then use all my equipment in the sight.
That's what I do too.
But there's a lot of ways to play, and I'm only 5 hours in ish, maybe less. So I'm sure next week I'll have another update about how I'm feeling. But it's real good. It's so much fun.
It is a lot of fun. I think the best part of the game for me is the characters, the interactions between Colt and Juliana, and the conversations you overhear. It's
Yeah,
just the game is filled with so much personality.
totally.
So that's what we got on Deathloop.
Yes, sir.
I want to start moving on. Um, then I'll take
Yeah,
this
do it.
one. So recently, earlier this week. I want to say on
Yeah,
Tuesday, we got a Switch update.
we sure did.
We got a Switch update, and it was kind of huge. It lets you use Bluetooth.
A well
I'm
requested feature.
a well-requested feature, but it was very out of left
Yeah,
field. This comes from The Verge. Nintendo has surprise announced that Bluetooth audio support has come to the Switch through a software update. The ability to use Bluetooth headphones to listen to game audio has been a conspicuously missing feature since the console launched in 2017. So it's great to finally have it, though there are some limitations. According to a Nintendo support article, you'll be limited to using 2 wireless controllers if you've got a Bluetooth headset attached. The system also won't support Bluetooth microphones, which isn't necessarily surprising given that Nintendo's own voice chat system relies on an app running on your
and it
phone.
sucks
Yeah.
big time.
Still, it's a bummer for people who play games with their own built-in voice chat abilities, Call of Duty, Fortnite, whatever. People have gone through great lengths to get wireless audio on their Switch. We even said that it'd be a great selling point for a Switch Pro. There have been accessories that have acted as Bluetooth audio adapters, and some headsets like the SteelSeries Arctis One Wireless came with a dongle that took advantage of the Switch's support for USB wireless
Yeah,
headphones. Having Bluetooth audio built in is a big deal, especially considering that Nintendo's Pro controller, unlike many others, doesn't include a headphone jack. Though it's worth noting that the PS5 and Xbox Series X don't natively support Bluetooth audio
which is
either.
odd.
It is odd to me too.
Yeah.
I heard it's a licensing thing, but I could be
Mm.
wrong. Even with the aforementioned limitations, the feature seems to be well supported. Nintendo says that the Switch can save up to 10 connected devices and says that it should work with both the regular Switch and the Switch Lite.
James, imagine I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna
Give me
paint this picture. For every Switch owner, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You get a Switch. The speakers on the Switch are some of the worst speakers I've ever heard in my life. They're really, really bad. But I mean, I guess it makes sense. They're tiny little. My phone has better speakers, right? Okay.
Yeah.
But imagine we're going the world of wireless headphones, where it's like completely Bluetooth. I don't even have a 3.5 jack, to go in there.
Right.
Okay. But there's no Bluetooth, so like, what do you got to do? You have to have a 3.5 like ready to go at all moments' notice. Now there's companies that sell like little things you can plug in, and then they wirelessly receive it.
They're pretty popular and have worked really well for a lot of people.
It works better with the dock though than it does with handheld because they have the USB capability, whereas like trying to Bluetooth it via USB-C, like I don't know. That's just what I heard. At least I haven't tried it. So, and then because you could also do Bluetooth controllers, plugging in the USB to the dock also. But I also haven't tried that because you're able to pair a controller. How is a controller paired? Not Bluetooth. I don't know. What do they use? It's not Wi-Fi.
maybe its own proprietary
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be interesting.
connection method. I
That'd
don't
be
know.
interesting. Anyways, how do you patch in Bluetooth via a software update?
I, it,
Are you telling me the technology has been on board for Bluetooth audio on the Switch for 4 years
could have been.
and they haven't
There's
done
no other
anything?
solution.
Like, did you just enable that via a couple ones and zeros? That's crazy to me. I don't know. It's just, it baffles me.
So this is what I'm thinking.
Tell me.
This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking perhaps if Bluetooth is a licensing issue, maybe it was that Nintendo's own proprietary like wireless connection service. They just kind of opened it up to use Bluetooth compatible
Okay.
devices because the if you use a
Yeah.
headset or if you use a Bluetooth earbuds, whatever, then you're also be limited to using only two wireless controllers. So what I'm thinking is that
Oh.
the headset took up so much bandwidth for this connection that they said, "Oh, this is going to be too much of a hassle. People aren't going to want to mess around with like, having to connect headphones and controllers. Why isn't my controller connecting? Oh, it's because of my headphones." And not being able to play things with friends. However, then you just had an epiphany.
Well,
Um,
yeah. Keep going. I'll let you finish your thought.
and no, I've lost my
I'm
train of
sorry.
thought.
My bad. I was just thinking, like, imagine you put Bluetooth in there, but upon further testing, it's like the Bluetooth is interrupting with the connection to the controllers. What's more important, the controller connection or Bluetooth audio? They're going to say controller connection.
That's
Game.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
So they just turn it off. Later down the line, they found a better solution in programming or whatever. They push it out.
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
saying.
Yeah.
Same exact
Cool.
thing. Yeah.
Anyways, if you have a Switch, you can use your AirPods wherever now. Pretty sweet. I haven't tried it yet, but I did update my Switch. Excited to.
I would like to use my AirPods for Zelda because it sounds so pretty.
Oh, a little 3D audio action.
Mm-hmm. Well, does it support 3D audio?
Switch support. No shot.
That's fine. No way.
No shot. But next up, we have this is a big one. This is a big one.
Yeah, it's big.
Not to my surprise, because I was talking about this with James an hour before it happened.
And we talked about this on the show last week.
Yep. And probably every week, because I'm so damn excited for this game. Battlefield 2042 delayed by almost a month to November 19th, which is actually not that long.
Really not.
This
that
comes
long.
from Engadget. Battlefield 2042, the next entry in EA's long-running first-person shooter series, has been delayed. Instead of coming out on October 22nd as previously announced, the game is now scheduled to debut almost a month later on November 19th. EA announced the delay in a message attributed to Oscar Gabrielson, the CEO of series developer DICE. Like many other studios over the last 2 years, DICE blamed the delay on the coronavirus pandemic. Here's what they said in an official tweet. Top of the morning. Is that what you just did? You just top of the morning?
Yeah, that is what I did. I just gave you a little top of the morning.
Beautiful. We made the decision. This is a quote straight from Battlefield's image they posted. We've made the decision to shift the launch of Battlefield 2042. The game will now be released worldwide on November 19th, 2021. Building the next generation of Battlefield during a global pandemic has created unforeseen challenges for our development teams, of course, like everybody else. Given the scale and scope of the game, we've hoped our teams would be back at the studios together as we move towards launch. With the ongoing conditions not allowing that to happen safely, and with all the hard work teams are doing from home, we feel it is important to take the extra time to deliver the vision of Battlefield 2042 to our players. Your enthusiasm for the game has been very inspiring. We believe in the game we're making, and we thank you for your patience as we put some finishing touches on the experience. Updates on the open beta will come later this month. James, we knew that a Battlefield open beta would come at the end of September, right?
Yep.
It's like September 17th, which is yesterday, right? No, today's the 17th. Yesterday was the 16th. It's got played. On September 16th, 15th, people are like, we should know information about this. Like, it's getting into the end of the month. There's like 2 more weeks of the month left. When's this open beta coming? So a lot of people
were saying the 24th.
Yeah, right. We did hear that date floating around. But was there any confirmation from DICE or EA or anything? I don't know.
I don't remember.
Beats me. Anyways, no beta happening right now. They pushed the game a month, which honestly, I want this game to be the best it can be. I would hate for it to come out and get like 6s. Like, oh yeah, it's okay, but here's this and this. Like, I want them to knock it out of the park and get 8s and 9s.
I don't think they can even settle for a 7.
No, I don't think they can. Battlefield 5 was a 7.
Yeah, there's no way.
Maybe Battlefield 1 was probably a 7 or an 8 too, Middle of the lane. Even though Battlefield 1 now is like in the best spot it's been or whatever. I love that game. It's pretty sweet, but it doesn't have the highs that Battlefield 4 has or whatever. So I want this to have those highs, and if they got to delay it, they got to delay it.
Yeah. I want to look forward to what DICE has. Based on the last gameplay trailer they showed, I was a little whelmed.
Really?
Just looked
Okay.
at yeah, I thought so. I thought it just kinda looks like
Sure.
another Battlefield
Okay.
game. It looked a little unpolished, in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure it was a little unpolished too, but, I'm hoping that this comes down to just a lot of technicalities and a lot of, like, server things that they need to prep for,
Yeah.
and then it's not core game design issues,
I
but
it just still scares me that the leaks, because okay, they did a closed beta or whatever for EA play testing and all that. And then somebody leaked their footage, of course, because that's how it goes.
happens every
And you
time.
watch it, it didn't. It looked okay. It looked okay. Not look
Yep,
amazing. But EA
yep.
did come out and say that that was a build 2 builds ago or something. But part of me doesn't believe that, because you're gonna want people to be playing the near finished version before it comes
Yeah,
out.
why would you have people playing old
Yeah, it
builds?
doesn't make sense to me. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe it really
Who
was.
knows?
Maybe they were right.
Guys, today our episode is brought to you by our friends at Manscaped. Leaders in below the waist grooming. It's back to school time. We want to make sure you pack the essentials to have the best year yet. The Manscaped 4th Generation Performance Package is just that. Things are opening up. Be ready for whatever is in the daily
Oh
schedule
yeah,
for
baby.
you. It's the perfect package for your package and includes the brand new Lawnmower 4.0. Fellas, go for the valedictorian of ball trimming and join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com with the code strictlycasual. That's all one word, strictly casual. Guys, school's back and the Performance Package 4.0 for Manscaped is here to teach the boys a lesson
Teach the boys a lesson.
on male hygiene. Inside to find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, plus 2 free gifts, Performance Boxer briefs, and the Shed travel bag. I love my Performance Boxer briefs. Am I wearing them right now? No, but I was
Ah,
yesterday, and I absolutely love them. This package includes the brand new Lawnmower 4.0 and will give you the confidence to do anything you desire. And you hear that? You can do anything.
anything I desire. Big.
Guys, this 4th generation trimmer isn't like your mama's 4th generation trimmer. This features a cutting edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to the advanced skin safe technology, including additional guard length sizes 1 through
Now,
4.
James, I got a little anecdote to add in here.
I love it.
It's a
I love
little
an
something that
anecdote.
I forgot was even that even happened, right?
Mhm.
So I'm at the beach, and as you guys know, I hate sand. I just hate
You do.
sand
You
with
hate
a
sand.
passion. But you know, I was like, I'm gonna go hang out with friends. I'm gonna go to the beach, and guess what I had on? I had my Manscaped underwear, right? And I'm sitting on the beach the entire time, and I'm realizing about halfway through, and then walking back to the car, there's zero chafe because there was zero sand that got through that Manscaped underwear into the thigh, the family jewel area, which was like game changing. That was like
Wow.
hugely game changing. I've never had a pair of underwear be sand repellent. I know that's not like their advertised like use, but let me tell you, that's a hidden gem right there. That's a hidden feature.
Wow.
So big moves right there.
Wow.
Big.
Dang. Finn, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm in need for another
Get her
Manscaped.
done, dude.
I need to get it done. I haven't taken a shower today. Might get it done in the
What a
shower. Who
rip.
knows?
It works great in the shower, I'll tell you.
Yeah. All right. Incredible. I'll clean up after myself too, so you don't have a hairy ass shower.
Amen.
Guys, get 20% off plus free shipping with code strictlycasual at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with code strictlycasual, all one word, at manscaped.com. This year, graduate with a degree in clean balls from Manscaped.
Amazing. Thank you, Manscaped. We
Thank
appreciate it.
you, Manscaped.
Next up, PlayStation 5 has received a software update.
It's
It's a
huge.
big one. I really tried to cut it down and just put in the important parts. Basically, everything is kind of like we gotta hit it. We gotta hit it.
Yeah.
This comes straight from the PlayStation blog. Tomorrow, which was yesterday, because we're recording it today,
It's out.
but it's out now. It's out now.
It's been
We're
out.
pleased to launch. We're pleased to launch our second major PS5 system software update to all PS5 globally. This update includes a variety of enhancements to the PS5 console experience, as well as 3D audio support for built-in TV speakers. It also features M.2 storage, which enables PS5 players to store in PS5 games, PS4 games, and media apps to expanded storage. You know what? We're gonna skip the summaries and just get right into it. Number one, big thing. The Ps5 September update features new UX enhancements that make it easier than ever for players to view, personalize, and manage their game content and console experience. The control center is now customizable. That is when you hit the PlayStation controller, boom, you slap that baby once, and the control center comes up, and it's all like the quick action items. You can now edit those and replace them, things on that you don't, or take things off you don't use, put things on that you will use. So that is super, super helpful. Move the power button, because a lot of people are complaining they like it on the left and not the right, because there's too many clicks to get over there. The whole thing. Game library and home screen updates. If you have PS4 and PS5 versions of the same game installed, they now appear separately in the installed tabs of game library, or if you're on your home page scrolling through, it'll be like, let's say you have Ghost of Tsushima, right? It's going to be two right next to each other. One of them is going to say PS4, one of them is going to say PS5. You know what version you're playing. It's a big pain because basically, like my brother Enzo, he was on one of our Strictly Casual videos, but he has a PS5, and he was playing the Destiny 2 PS4 version on the PS5 for so long, and I kept going in and looking at him like, Enzo, this is not 60 frames per second. You're not getting your full thing. It's not 4K. Not it. He's like, well, I just downloaded it and stuff. Did you download the PS5 version? And he looked and he did not. And he's like, wow, I feel gypped. I was like, if I didn't tell him, he wouldn't have known, right? Yeah. So this is your shot. Go into your PS5 games or Xbox. Make sure you're playing the next gen version.
Make sure you're getting the next gen versions. Yeah, it's important.
Please do that. All right, there's a new gaming and social experience customizations, and this is what the best part come with it is the new trophy tracker. We've added a new trophy tracker that lets players quickly access up to 5 trophies per game through the control center, as well as a vertical trophy list instead of horizontal, where you have big ass blocks. You see 2 trophies and you shuffle it over. Horrible.
No way.
Horrible. 3D audio support for built-in TV speakers. The Ps5 September update adds support for players to experience 3D audio through their built-in TV speakers. Once enabled in the sound menu, this feature transforms standard 2-channel TV speaker audio into 3-dimensional sound, heightening the sense of gameplay immersion. And then this is the coolest part. Players can measure the acoustics of their room using the microphone on their DualSense wireless controller to apply 3D audio setting that's optimized for the room.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know.
I saw a little demo of it, and it looked ridiculously cool.
That's so cool.
M.2 SSD Expansion Storage. Thank God it has been 1 year since pre-orders went live for the PS5, and we're finally getting M.2 support. Starting tomorrow, PS5 players around the globe can expand their storage capacity with M.2 SSD, a type of high-speed solid-state drive that can be installed on the PS5 console or PS5 Digital Edition console. Once installed on either generation or either PS5 console, the M.2 SSD storage can be used to download, copy, launch PS5 games, 4 games, as well as media apps, and all that stuff. It's just more space at the same speed of the internal.
Little chip. Do you open up the side of your PS5?
Pop it in.
Plug it in a little slot.
Yeah. Pretty cool. I don't think I'm going to get one yet, James.
Okay. I was just going to ask you if you're going to get one.
Yeah. From the beginning, I was like, oh, I need it because I want to keep big games on here and stuff. And it's true, but right now, I'm not having a problem with it yet.
I'm not having a problem with it either right now.
During like December, January, I feel like I was playing a bunch of games and I was really struggling with that. But like, I don't know. For now, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. I'm too busy to be playing 5 games at once. Maybe in winter break, I'll be like, oh, I'm trying to play all these games at once and I'm not having enough storage. But I mean, you only run into that with big games like Destiny and like Warzone and things like that. So if you're a big multiplayer guy, it might be worth it. But for me, I don't have enough.
Here's where you need them. If you play Call of Duty on a regular basis, but you also play other games, you need the M.2. If you don't play Call of Duty, you're fine. If you strictly play Call of Duty, you're probably fine also. But if you want to mix and match, there's no shot. You need the M.2.
Sure.
But also, the technology for M.2 is getting cheaper and cheaper. So if I wait a couple years, we might be paying like significantly less money than people right now buy. Also, ones that are speeded up for the PS5 are ridiculously expensive and out of stock. So there's that.
Yep, there you go.
Finally, we're getting a PlayStation Remote Play app. Now, we've had an app in the past, but now you're able to play it with on-screen controls on the app. You can play your PlayStation like a Game Boy. It like pulls it up. It's very cool. I don't know. Kind of interesting. And then there's a share screen broadcast with the PlayStation app. So let's say there's someone not on their PlayStation 5 or PlayStation at all, and they're out. They can be on their phone, and I can share my PlayStation screen with their phone somewhere else in the world. So they'd be like, oh, that's kind of sick. I don't really know what instance I would use that, but it's there. You can think of it.
I think it would work if you're like commuting and you're like on a bus or whatever. You need something to do. Throw on your phone, connect it to a little Bluetooth controller.
No, this is screen sharing. So like it's not remote. You can remote play to anybody that has the PlayStation app.
Yeah, it says remote play.
Yeah, so sorry, separate things. There is a separate remote play app. This is screen sharing to the PlayStation, which are different apps.
Oh.
Yeah, different thing. One of them's just to watch the game. One of them's to play the game. Yeah.
Are you saying you don't know what the mirroring is for?
No, I know what the mirroring. I don't know what the why someone would use the screen mirror thing, because you're not streaming it to yourself on your phone. You're streaming it to like someone else.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's like when I was playing a game and you were playing Last of Us 2, and I wanted to watch you play Last of Us 2. You were streaming that to me on my. Was that you?
Yeah, that was
And
me.
I put it in the corner of my PS5 and it worked flawlessly. I just
Yeah,
don't know a case where I would need that outside of playing game.
I don't know.
I'm sure someone does. That's all. Those are the big things for the update. There's some more little things if you want to check it out, but it's really exciting to me. Hit me with the next one.
Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is Sucker Punch's highest rated game since Sly 2.
Wild.
That's
Yep.
insane. Host of Tsushima Director's Cut has been opened to a warm critical reception and currently sits at 88 average out of 100 on Metacritic. That was a weird sentence.
That's fine.
The original release of Ghost of Tsushima also had a great critical reception with a critics' average score of 83 on Metacritic, but it is the expansion plus improved PS5 release that has managed to outscore any of the previous efforts by Sucker Punch, becoming their highest rated game since Sly 2, which, and if you know, initially came out on the
Yeah.
PS2. Sucker Punch has worked on franchises like Sly Cooper and Infamous. All their games have been received really well, but with the Game of the Year Director's Cut, it is not only, or sorry, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, it is not only their most critically appreciated game, but it's also their best-selling one so far. It has catapulted Sucker Punch into a top-tier first-party studio at Sony, next to the likes of Guerrilla Games and Naughty Dog. And I would say at Insomniac too.
Definitely. Yeah.
Looking at the review scores for Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut on the PS5, it is now tied with Sly 2 as our highest rated game so far. It is also ranked just a point below the top 10 games on PS5, which is dominated by games like Hades and Demon Souls. Currently, Sucker Punch and Insomniac Games are the only two first-party studios that are battling for the top 10 list on PS5. There are a lot of upcoming challengers to the list, including God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, and the next project by Naughty Dog.
Very exciting. Very exciting sentence at the end. James, you still haven't played Ghost of Tsushima.
Nope.
And you would need to.
I got Deathloop now.
This is Oh, Ghost of Tsushima is better than Deathloop. They're completely different games, but Ghost of Tsushima is way better than Deathloop. It's wild. It's so good. But they're completely different games.
Yeah, I don't know if I am in the mood for a Ghost of Tsushima style game right now.
Not yet. You'll
Not
get
yet.
burnt out on Deathloop and Destiny, which are two first-person shooters. And you need that. You're gonna need that third-person
Fair
experience.
enough. Yeah.
It's gonna happen. Which is a great problem to be in, because I'd way rather be in that than have open world overload, which
Open world overload is a huge problem.
sucked. It sucks. They're good games. I just gets diminished when you play them back to back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm only trying to play the best games. I don't want to waste my time with average games. I don't have enough time in the day. So I'm trying to play these best ones, and they're all damn open world games. I hate to see it. Not all of them. That was an exaggeration. But, James, do you take this next one too? Because you're knowledgeable on this and I'm not.
All right. Sony releases a new PS5 model with smaller cooler. You're reading this. You're hearing this. You're saying, what? A new PS5? Careful.
Careful.
Hold your horses.
Hold your horses.
Sony discreetly released an updated version of the current PS5. So this isn't like a PS5 Pro, not anything of the sort. People are like, oh, why haven't I been hearing about this?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you hear new PS5 in the news, this is what they're talking about. Sony discreetly released an updated version of the current PS5, including a smaller heatsink, the omission of copper heat dispersion within the cooling system, with a new screw for the stand, and a lighter weight of about two-thirds of a pound lighter. Does this so basically same exact shell, same exact hardware with a little bit of omission in the heat sink department, causing it to be about two-thirds of a pound
Yeah.
lighter. So the question is, does this cause the PS5 to run a little hotter than the previous PS5 since they took out some of the heating components or cooling components more rather? So the answer is yes. But the difference is only negligible as it only amounts to a couple of degrees Celsius. Regardless of what PS5 you have, Gamers Nexus Stephen Burke encourages people to perform regular maintenance of their PS5, saying don't let dust build up. It's really easy to pop those panels off. Anyone can do it, he says. and that goes double for anyone keeping their PS5 in a media cabinet. So,
Yeah.
outside of thermals, the new PS5 model also runs games the exact same way as the launch model does, as shown from Digital Foundry. If you have the opportunity to get a PS5, whether it is this new model or the launch spec, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Get what you can because there's still no signs of the shortages from stopping.
It's been a year. I should probably clean it out. My PS5.
I should probably clean mine out too.
I need a little can of air. It's just,
Mhm.
but yeah, cool. Sweet. So no big deal.
No big deal.
NBD. Just
NBD.
get a PS5.
Just get a PS5.
Yeah, or an Xbox. If you're more into that. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to get.
Or PC if you want that too.
Or PC. Just game where you want to game. And you know what? Switch up the Bluetooth audio now. I mean, you got
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
to lose.
Yeah.
You're set. Last up, it's everybody's favorite part of the show.
Stories without a story, baby.
Random fun stuff. First up, Dying Light 2 delayed to February, which RIP if you were excited about that for this year. Rip.
Yep. Guardians of the Galaxy goes gold.
James,
Released in October.
How hot are you on Guardians of the Galaxy right now?
I'm cold.
Really cold or a little cold?
I'm pretty cold.
Ah.
Pretty fine cold.
I'm like 65 degrees. So chilly.
I was gonna say like 45 degrees.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm a little hotter on it. Sure. I'm excited to play. See. Microsoft James Shield showcase. Who the hell is this?
He's a tech. He's like one of the tech designers at Microsoft.
The Mark Cerny of Microsoft.
Kinda,
Okay.
yeah.
Microsoft James Shields showcase on Twitter a new double switch devices feature in action, making it easy to switch between devices you play on console. This is if you have a controller. Yeah. Switch between the devices you play on console, PC, mobile, etc. with control. Got it. That's cool. PlayStation needs that badly. But also, more games need DualSense support on.
Also, they need face button support for DualSense on PC.
Face button? What do you mean?
Like, whenever I use a PlayStation controller on a PC, pop that bad boy open. If any on-screen controller prompts are going to use the Xbox face buttons.
Oh, yeah. All of them.
Yep.
Because it's just, I mean, I would. I don't have to program another thing. It's just like everybody's using Xbox controllers on PC.
You just change the graphics.
Sure.
It's just bop, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bop, 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 bop.
I still need an Xbox controller so I can play Forza and Halo coming up. Can't wait.
Yep. Insomniac Games hinted that there could be a new Marvel Games universe in a recent PlayStation blog post stating, quote, being able to build a new original universe with Spider-Man and now Wolverine is such an honor for so many of us at Insomniac Games.
Hype as hell. That is hype as hell. Also, if you didn't catch any of our coverage of the big PlayStation event, we have hella videos out. We put 5 videos out that day. You check that out. It would be redundant if we said it all again today, but it was a great event. So great. Dead Cells releases 25th update titled Practice Makes Perfect, adding training room and optional enhancements to make the game. Okay.
Tales of Arise surpasses 1 million copies sold. Getting a lot of good press.
Yeah, God bless him. The problem is, James, Deathloop squashed that good press immediately. Almost immediately. Yeah. We're not going to hear about this game.
Different audience.
Totally.
The JRPG audience is entirely different.
Yeah, I agree. Little Big Planet is shutting down its servers to LBP 1, 2, and Vita. 1, 2, 3, and Vita. And so that's like anything through Vita and PS3 they're shut down. Really only. Is there a Little Big Planet on PS4?
Yes.
What is it called? Is it Little Big Planet 4?
Little Big Planet 3.
No, 3's on PS3. I used to do the custom building on that time. Build little maps and stuff. All the stickers.
Yeah, it's Little Big Planet 3. It's on PS4.
What? Maybe I just played it.
And PS3.
Got it.
It was in both.
So you could probably still play Little Big Planet 3 servers on PS4. Because on the thing I read, it said it was only shutting down Vita and PS.
Okay. Valheim receives its first content update based around house customization, among other updates to combat, crafting, and exploration, titled Hearth and Home.
Maybe we'll check in with Ryder later to see what because I'm sure he's played it. And then there's a new Pulse 3D Midnight Black headset launching next month. Ps5. So that's cool. Matches the black controller, but I want a blue controller. Damn it! I just want a blue DualSense, blue and white. I think it looks fire. Look fire. That's a wrap, guys.
It's a wrap
on Checkpoint episode 80.
Episode 80.
We are episodes from 100 we'll hit 100 by the end of 2020.
Yeah.
Which is really exciting.
That's crazy.
Maybe we won't, actually. It might be a couple weeks into 2022. 100 just feels so big. It feels gigantic. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. Thank you for bearing with us on audio. And the maintenance guy coming in.
And thank you, Manscaped.
I had a great time. James, any closing thoughts?
Don't forget to sub to us on YouTube. Don't forget to follow us on Twitch.
Please.
We have a Twitter account. We have an Instagram
account.
account.
I don't even know if we're pushing Twitch that much anymore because we've been doing all the stream stuff on YouTube, which has been lit. So I don't know. Check.
Oh, also we've been going on live on YouTube Live a lot.
We've been doing watch parties with What If instead of reactions.
Check those out.
Where you can watch along. We have the time code up with us, and we all start it together, so we can all watch. Pretty fun. Actually, it was a good time doing it last week. I think that's actually better than doing the reaction because there's other people commenting like, "Oh shoot," like stuff. It was sick.
Yeah, I agree.
It was fun. And it just goes up, less work altogether. You don't have to edit till 3 a.m. in the morning. Shout out Ryder. God bless you guys. We'll see you next week. James and I are okay. All right. I'll tell you this too, real quick. So I have access to a podcast studio right now. But the problem is the podcast studio is broke as hell. It's just broken. And they got to fix it because I'm really trying to do this podcast at least a couple times this semester. But if not, we'll see. I'm going to listen to this audio back. We'll have fixes for next week. We love you guys. We'll see you next week. Peace out.